This is Mrs. Wilcoxis in the library. It is September 23rd, 2016, and this video is using Artstor to find Roman mosaics. So I'm on the Pathfinder for Roman mosaics, which is on the Flannery O'Connor Library under Pathfinders. And you're going to click through to Artstor. Remember that you're going to need a password to get into Artstor. So it's right there. I can't put it on the internet, so you'll have to click through yourself. Okay, I'm already logged in over here. I'm going to pull this out and go back to a beginning search. Okay, so I'm going to show you what I did. Roman mosaics. Okay. So I get over 2,000 search results. I actually specifically 2001. Okay. Well, first thing, if you, I don't get a timeline here, and it's really kind of neat to see the timeline. Anything over 2,000 results, you can't get the timeline. So I'm going to limit my results, and I'm going to show you how to do that. Let's go to advanced search. Okay. We know that this project's looking for mosaics from about 100, actually it might have been 80, but 100 BC to about 400 AD. Okay, because that's the time period that you guys are studying. And I'm going to hit, and I could go ahead because I know I'm not going to be in North America or Central America or South America, but it could be Europe, Africa. I would not think it's sub-Saharan Africa. I don't think it'd be Western Asia, because Western Asia would be like Japan, right? No Australia. I don't know about all that. I would think that. I think we could go with that. You'd be surprised what it might be classified as. So I'm going to go ahead and hit search. Let's try this. Maybe I have to do that. Let's try this again. Oh, Roman mosaics. And it's not like Google. If you spell it wrong, you're going to get nothing. Roman mosaic. It's thinking. See, I love this right here. So you can start to see what you want. So if you really only wanted early stuff, you could click this and drag this and make only early stuff, which I find kind of interesting, because you can see a very different, you can see that it changes over time. And you can see when at certain points, then Christ comes into the mosaics, which I think is really interesting. I'll show you that in a second. Then you can decide how you want to. Because you still have, how many? I think it's 21 pages of images. Okay, so that's a lot of images to go through. So you can limit it by over here. But I'll tell you why I don't like that, because the way I describe it is not the same way that Artstor is describing it. Because to me, an installation would be what a mosaic is, and yet that is not how Artstor is describing it. It typically calls them architecture and city planning or decorative arts. So I wouldn't go that route. Okay, what you could do is decide: are you looking for geometric type mosaics? Are you looking for one of the things that they did is I think they oftentimes put their pets in the mosaic. So it's kind of interesting. You could change this up. We could change this still to 100 to 400. And let's say you wanted to say the pet, do the dogs. The only thing that's weird about this or different is I can't say animal Roman mosaics. I'm going to get something different than dog Roman mosaics, because it is looking for the word animal, not the idea of an animal. So I'm going to type in animal Roman mosaic here, and you get one set of searches. And if I had gone in here and done dog Roman mosaic, you get a totally different set of searches. So you may have to play around with that to see what you want, because again, it's searching for the term you put in, not the idea that you're thinking of. Okay, so the other thing I thought was really interesting is Christ Roman mosaic. Okay, so you see, okay, and then we want obviously the ones before about 400. I don't know where that falls in here, so I'm going to put it around here so that we don't, excuse me. And so you can start to see how they were depicting Christ, I think it's very interesting. Before and this is interesting because it says 5th or 7th century, so you have to get in closer and look um, and see what's in here. But this is early 4th century, so that would be the early 300s. So that would fit your needs. So it's really quite interesting how they've titled them. But just be careful about that whole installation. However, when you cite it using Noodle Tools and MLA, I would cite it as an installation. So think about when you're doing your searches, what you're looking for, because when you just type in Roman mosaics, you're going to get so much to look at that you can't even, you just have to go through many pages. So kind of think of what you're interested in and then think of how it might be described. I'm going to do geometric Roman mosaics. Oh, I shouldn't have said mosaics. I think mosaic would have been better. Okay, so you could see they're not all geometric. It just kind of depends on how it has been described, how you're going to find it. Okay. And you can see sometimes they're just got pictures of the installation somewhere. Also know that in the library, if you find something you want to do, I'm going to make that bigger. As long as you log in, you can actually print this out on a color printer if it makes it easier. We can even make it bigger if it makes it easier to do the project. We can make it onto a poster if you want. You download the image and then you share that image with us and ask us to print it up for you. If you're just printing it out on regular old paper, you can actually just do that in the library from your wherever you've logged in. Okay, so let me know if there's any questions. Hopefully that helps you figure out how to search through this and how to work through your advanced search. Let me know. I'm always here to help.